I have all my supplies together and I'm going to get started. This is for a 21-inch pull strap. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to measure out my what I'm going to do first is I'm going to measure out my paracord. I'm going to take this light pink and dark pink cord and I'm going to measure out 21 inches. Measure out 21 inches, and then I'm going to tie it on to my hook. It's just a regular knot. And now I'm going to take the pink and the solid pink and I'm going to measure that against the cord that I already tied on. What I mean by that is I'm going to take the end of this pink and I'm going to match them up together and just drag it along. And then I'm going to tie the the solid pink onto the hook. They should be pretty even, but you can always, double check, make sure. Mine's a little off. So you want to bring that back up. Just even them out. And now they're even. You can cut this fray stuff off and burn it, or you can just knot it. Really doesn't matter which one you want to do. I'm just going to knot it for now. So I said I was going to be making a 21-inch pull strap, and I only measured out 21 inches of the paracord. And some of you might be wondering, well, how are you going to do your tie off or things like that? You have to also remember that you have 2.5 inches that come from these hooks. You might be using another hook, a different type of hook, maybe one of the clips or something, and that's totally fine, but you always have to remember that you're going to get some inches from the hooks that you use. So I'm getting almost 5 extra inches from the hooks that I use. So I decided to only do the middle at 21, and that will give me plenty of inches to be able to do my tie off correctly. So this pull strap is going to be exactly like my leashes that I make, and it's just the cobra knot. Remember, when doing your knots, you always want the 2 top paracord pieces to be coming out of the side of the knot, and you want that to be attached to the majority of the cord, and you want the 2 middle piece cords that are coming out of the middle to be the short end cords. Okay, we can get started on this. If you guys haven't watched my other videos, I do like to put my rubber bands around my cord, and that helps me keep my cord together. And I find it easier to work with when it's bunched up. So for this particular pull strap, I really would like to have the pink and the light pink going through the middle of the pull strap that will be seen the most. So this is going to be my back because of the knots. This will be the back of the pull strap. So to have the the multi-pink going through the middle of the pull strap on the right side up, I am going to need this pink to be in the middle on the back side of the pull strap. That means that my solid pink is going to be what I make my loop and my tail with. And the multi-pink is going to be what I go over this tail, underneath the middle pieces, and through the loop. Now, if you're not familiar with my leashes, I can do this one more time. You're going to take your solid pink and you're going to make a loop and a tail, and your tail is going to go over these middle pieces that are the short ends, just like that. And then you're going to take the dark pink, you're going to take the multi-pink, you're going to go over this tail, underneath these middle pieces, and through the loop. So over, under, and through. And you're just going to pull it tight. And you might have to fiddle with it a little bit. So now you're going to just do it on the opposite side, but it's pretty much the same thing. You're going to take your solid pink and you're going to make a loop with a tail, and then you're going to take that multi-pink and you're going to go over this tail, underneath the middle, and through that loop. So you're going to take your multi-pink, you're going to go over the tail, underneath the middle, and through that loop, and pull it tight. It is a little bit trickier to work because these ends are not weighed down or anything. You could use a jig if you wanted to. That could help you out a little bit. And now you're going to go back to the way you started. You're going to make a loop with that solid pink and a tail, and then you're going to go over that tail, underneath the middle, and through that loop, and just pull it tight. Remember that you will always be making a loop with a tail with the dark pink. It will always be the dark pink. And then you will be going over, under, and through with the multi-pink, and it will always be that way. So make a loop and a tail. And then we go over, underneath, and through. And you will be continuing this knot all the way down. Making a loop with the tail, going over, under, and through, and pulling it tight. And you can push on it. In the beginning of this video, I told you guys that I wanted the multi-pink to be on the part of the pull strap that was showing, and that I wanted the solid pink to be on the bottom of the pull strap where the knots were. And what I was talking about was this. You see, here are my knots right here. And you see I have the pink going down the middle of the pull strap. And if you flip this over, I have the multi-pink in the middle, and this is the top side of the pull strap. I'm going to continue doing this knot all the way down until I am at 16 inches. And then I will make my tie off. Alright, it's time to fasten on my hook. I finished my pull strap. What you want to do at first is you want to lay the pull strap with the front side to the back. You want that bottom side to face you, and I do this a little bit different than what I do for my leashes. Because I have a shorter tie off for the pull straps, I use a little bit of extra glue in certain spots, and that's just because I really don't want these to come apart on anybody. It really is up to you. If you're making this for yourself or for a friend and you're comfortable with not using the glue, then that's fine. I do this just to be on the safe spot. So what I'm going to do is, you see this is the back side of my leash. It's the solid pink. I first want to take my hook and put it on here. You kind of can hold it into place with your thumb. Maybe. Alright. I'm going to put some glue right here. I'm only going to go 3 of these bumps down, so I'm going to go like 3 weaves down. If you're not sure what I'm talking about bumps, I am talking about, what I mean by bumps is these little bumps on the side. I call them bumps, and I'm only going to go 3 down with the glue. I'm going to put this glue in the middle on the pink, and I do use Gorilla Clear non-foaming glue, and I'm just going to put some right here, and I'm going to just take my finger and I'm going to smush it around. Once you get it all smeared on, you're going to want to fold your ends over. And now I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on these top 2 end pieces and a couple of dabs on the opposite side. It does not have to be a whole bunch. It's just a little bit extra than what I do for my leashes. What I like to do to get it on the other side is, because I have it on here, I'll take my finger and dab it, and then I'll dab it on the other side also. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to do the same exact weave that I was doing prior. I'm going to take the pink and I'm going to make a loop with a tail, and then I am going to go over with the multi-pink underneath and then through this loop that I made. But when you go underneath, you're not only going underneath those 2 middle pieces, you're going underneath the bulk of the leash too. And then you're going to pull it tight. And your fingers might get a little bit sticky, just to let you know. And you want to make it tight. And now you'll make the same weave but on the opposite side. So you're going to take that pink and you're going to make a loop with a tail. And then you're going to take that multi-pink and you're going to go out over, under, and through, and pull it tight. And I'm really trying hard to keep my fat fingers out of the way. Alright. And you're going to do it again. You can push up with your fingers on both sides to push up on these weaves that you just made. And now we're going to make a loop with the tail. Over, under, and through. What I'm going to do is what I do with my other leashes, and I'm going to take my Gorilla Glue and I'm going to put it on the weave that I just made on both sides, and it'll give it a nice seal. Be careful when you're using this stuff because it can come out pretty quick and it can drip. You want to make sure that you get up on the bumps, the last bump and everything. Just make sure you get it all. And that is it. You are pretty much done. Once this dries, and it takes about, it depends on how humid it is where you live. It takes maybe 6 hours to dry here in Colorado, but it might be humid where you live. We don't have a lot of humidity, so you might want to let it sit for a little bit longer. But I like to hang mine over a door, or even a doorknob will work, just so it can dry. And then once it's dry, we can cut these ends off and lightly burn them, and it will be done.